We are live. Hey, Star Wars fans and Rule of the Galaxy friends. It has been 15 minutes of pure pleasure here. The Rule of the Galaxy crew has been discussing a number of topics, ranging in all facets and areas, but we are here live with chapter 345 of the Rule of the Galaxy podcast. It's fun. It's shoestrings and bubblegum holding the show together. And God love you, Evie Mux, or however you pronounce it. We are going to be looking for alternatives soon. So thank you for your time. We appreciate it, and we're going to move on. It is Joe in the pilot seat. As you know, always follow us at Rule the Galaxy pretty much everywhere. You know how to track us all down. Like and subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on your podcast platform of choice. Email us at ruletheGalaxySW@gmail.com. But as we start into chapter 345 of the podcast, we have so many things to talk about. And I'm just going to whip it around the room here. And let's see. We're going to go with D-Doc because his Eagles won this last week. So he can be happy and talk this week. D-Doc, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, it was a rough little time before then with the Eagles losing two, and then you got the Phillies getting bounced out of the playoffs. But we move on, and life is good again. The Eagles did win, but sometimes you do got to take a step back and be like, I'm caring about this a little too much. But it's just I'll never be able to help that in my entire life. The only time I won't be freaking out about sports is when I'm 6 feet underground. So either that or I've lost my mind. Um, but yeah, everything's good. I'm finishing up the bathroom that I'm doing, and I've been listening to like some Disney travel podcasts just for like I like hearing travel talk. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I need to listen to Joe's podcast. I listened to 2 episodes of your travel podcast today.
Did you?
Yeah,
What topics were we discovering?
I listened
Did
to
you hear about France and all of the travels of one Brent Dykman?
No, that I need to get to that episode because Joe was teasing it at the end of the last one that I listened to. But I listened to the one where you talked about going to Disney, of course.
Yeah.
And then I listened to the one, and I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, which I went and followed him on social media after he was on. But it was the guy from like F1 racing.
Vincenzo Landino.
Yeah, that was a really cool episode. It was cool to listen to you guys talk and hear. It's cool to hear his stories of Italy on top of yours, and it was kind of cool to hear it before you went on this trip, knowing some of the stuff that you've done now on this one. So,
well, we actually went to one of the places he suggested because we had seen Stanley Tucci on his show talk about it, and then Vincenzo talked about it, and we were like, "Screw it, we're just going to change." And we changed up some dates, moved some things around, and we went to Bologna because those two. And let me tell you, Bologna, a hidden gem of Italy. Not enough people go there. It's great food, quaint little town, but yeah, nice, very nice. But I appreciate that, D-Doc. And actually, as you saw, before we get to Alfie and Brent, we made some changes. The podcast and everything was called Travels with Friends. Lori, I kind of forced her to be a part of it in the past. She didn't really like being a part of it, but I wanted to do something talking travel with her. We have changed the name. It is now Your Italy. And I've got some things lined up with social media and different things like that I'll be promoting soon. And if anybody does need any help planning, looking at things to think about with their future trip to Italy, I've already helped 4 or 5 couples go and take a trip there. I'll be your man. I'll be able to help you out. So yeah, check that out. I'll be promoting that soon. So thank you, D-Doc.
It's good. It's a good podcast. It's good. I love it. It's a good switch up, and I like listening to travel stuff. While you're there working on a bathroom, it kind of makes you feel like you're traveling to these places that people talk about sometimes. So it's good.
Well, cool. Thank you. Alfie, how about you? You're in the middle of school, sports, everything else, moving houses, building houses. How's everything going in the Alfie world?
It's going pretty good, Joe. I'm just trying to make it through these past few days of possibly the dumbest Star Wars timeline that we've ever had.
I've enjoyed all your comments. I've enjoyed all the stuff you chimed in on all the talk that's going on right now.
We'll get into it later, but it's going good.
I think
everything's moving along.
Okay. I think my favorite thing that Alfie shared is the installation timeline that he shared with us.
Yes.
Insulation.
the insulation with the you put the people's chat about insulation on our
In a
little
group text.
in the group text.
Did I?
Oh, that was me.
Oh,
I
was it
put
you?
that in there.
Well,
Alfie,
Alfie commented
Yeah.
on it
Alfie
though.
commented on it. That's why I thought it was
Well, no,
Alfie.
Yeah.
Alfie's comment was he said it was satisfying, but I was talking about the
Now
guy.
okay.
I'm talking about the guy. I screenshotted the guy who commented on it and was just like, this needs to fill the whole space. And the guy was just like, go back to eating rocks or something like that. I don't know.
I thought Alfie commented on that post.
He did, but I was sharing I was more
I
so
gotcha.
sharing the comment above it.
Okay.
Right.
It's good. Hey, Alfie, how's your son's football team? What's the record right now?
I think they're 5-3.
Okay.
They're off this week. They have a bye this week. Sectional start, so
Yes.
we got a bye this week. And then again, this is just dumb. The first sectional game is next Friday. It's Halloween. So yeah, we're in a real conundrum. What do we do?
You go to the game.
Yeah. You tell everybody
What
to
about
bring candy to the games, and you let your daughter trick or treat at the game.
Yeah, I wish it would work out that way, but I think one of us is staying home.
Okay. Well, I get it. I mean, that's D-Doc, you'll see this as your kids get older. Brent, I know you've gone and you've had to go, one stays with one kid, one goes with the other kid. It's just part of it. And Lori and I used to end up in different states all the time. One was with baseball, one was with basketball, one was softball, and boom, it was just all over the place. So yeah, the give and take of parenthood. So
yeah, and we're starting basketball now, so that's oh my gosh, it is.
You have a little athlete on your hands, don't you?
Yeah, you can't. You just have to sit back and laugh. It's practice the other night. The coach was trying to get them to play 3-on-3, and they could not grasp. They could not remember if they were on offense or defense more than for 15 seconds.
They're what, first grade, right? First, second grade?
Yeah, first and second grade.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so much fun. And yeah, she's a little athlete. She's really down that girls don't get to play football right now.
yeah, flag. She can do flag football.
Joe, and I mean this with all due respect, so no one take this the wrong way, but these are her own words. Flag football is for girls. And she 100% understands that she's a girl, but you ask her and she'll tell you, I don't play sports with girls.
Okay.
I'm good enough. I play sports with boys.
I mean, if she ends up resembling Enzo at all, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with whatever sport.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an athlete. Let's see what she gets on the size kind of meter here. So yeah.
Something tells me she'll still probably be taller than me, regardless.
Not hard.
Hey, I did like. I know. When before we get to Brent, I did like the D-Doc and Alpha. You guys shared the speeder bike pictures from the D-Doc. Yours were from however many years ago.
96. I was 5 years old in that picture. Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Mine were from 2017.
Wow.
Were those at where whatchamacallit's at right now, Star Tours?
Yes, they were across the aisle.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to think if it was in Launch Bay, which Launch Bay is gone, man. They're demoing Launch Bay. So
I loved Launch Bay.
Yeah, they're getting rid of it.
I did too.
That's where you got to see everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what they're putting in there, but they're getting rid of it. They knocked down the MGM Studios archway like overnight this week. You know, the big archway that was like, it was just gone. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I think that leads into the area of Launch Bay. But yeah, I think those speeders were near Star Tours, but I didn't see them when I was just there. I don't think they must be tucked away somewhere where I've been missing them, or they got rid of them.
I think they got rid of them.
It's possible they got rid of them.
Yeah, it is, because the last time I was there, I don't remember seeing them, and that was
Yeah,
What,
they
a year and
were
a half, 2
were
years ago?
right across from the line for Star Tours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have missed that. Yeah, they must have just gotten rid of it.
I mean, they're doing some massive renovations like right now.
Yeah, they're tearing completely huge portions of the park out and redoing it with different things. So it's going to be interesting.
I
and
bet it's
I'll
not.
talk about that more later because
You guys are going.
Friday morning at 5 a.m. I'm flying down there. So Brent,
Yo.
we got to grab dinner recently together. That was nice.
Yeah.
Got to hang out, just chit chat and everything else. But how's things going in your world, my friend?
Hanging and breaking. We in the Midwest have created this balanced calendar. So there was a 2 week fall break.
Mm.
So I just went back to school, 2 weeks off. So it's a glorious thing. But like today was, like the first day back, I was up and at 'em. I was like, ooh, this wasn't that bad. Uh, this was a bad wake up call morning today. It was hard. It was hard to get myself motivated to get up and get back to the grind. But it is what it is right now. So
I gotcha. Well, yeah, we all got to go through the grind, right? We're none of us are independently wealthy, so we all got to do what we got to do. But hey, I'm just glad things are going well. I know you're enjoying your new paint that you're doing there, so that's fun. The Aussies, the British, the
yeah.
Scottish.
So anyone who plays tabletop miniature games that follows the podcast, I haven't moved on from Star Wars completely, but I currently found a World War II simulation game called Bolt Action, and I found out that you can play as Australians. So I'm currently painting and building miniatures that have the Australian outback hats. My idea is to also buy some 3D printed kangaroos to be
Mm.
my officers that lead my guys into battle. But so right now I'm working on gluing and doing the base, so it makes it look like they're on like kind of either a desert, like a dry, arid, and then eventually I'll put these little tufts onto them to make them
Love it.
even more like they're in a forested area.
I love. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, you deduct.
I love seeing people pull those pieces of terrain off with tweezers, Brent, and just like stick them on. It's like so satisfying to watch it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
I just I pulled it off to do so the Matilda tank. So if anybody's a World War II aficionado,
Ooh.
so I have a Matilda tank, which is an Australian. Like this is one of the major tanks that the Australians used. And to put like those little patches on, I used sponge. I took a sponge and I dabbed it in and used my tweezers in the sponge.
Oh yeah.
So artistic, I tell you, Brent, you are just. I love that we found our own little things. Everybody here has our own little niche, and I love it. So it's very good. And you keep painting as you always do. This is something, those metal tins. I don't know if you can see it or not, but Massengale, after I performed his wedding ceremony, he got me a 40th anniversary or something like that. Return of the Jedi metal tin poster, and so I put some of my magnets on there as well. But very cool. Thanks, Mass, for the gift, just for being a part of your wedding. That was very nice of you. DDoc, I will say I had a DDoc / Alfie moment last Thursday night while in Las Vegas with my wife. We saw a little bit of everything in Vegas, by the way. It was absolutely cool to just be the two of us out there and we could go do whatever we wanted. And took tons of pictures, as I do with everything. And but we went to the top of the high roller. We went to the top of the Eiffel Tower, which is half the size of the regular Eiffel Tower, Brent. We went New York, New York. We did the roller coaster there on top of New York, New York. Just it was a really good, fun time. We ate well. There was great places to go visit. I went into the M&M store and I took my picture with every M&M in there. So I love that because it was really cool. My kids thought I was a complete dork, but that's all right. But I had a moment where I was merging D-Doc and Alfie into Joe. And before the Steelers game Thursday night, Joey and I were texting. We were like, you know what's going to happen. We already know. Mike Tomlin is terrible on Thursday night as a coach. He's 2-10 overall Thursday nights. And we said, Joe Flacco, who barely knows the guys' names on his team because he just came over. And the reason Mike Tomlin in his press conference was so pissed off that the Bengals and Browns traded was because Joe Flacco knows our number. And so we knew we were going into it saying, hey, we're going to get it handed to us by Joe Flacco. And this could have almost clinched the division 6 games into the season, right? If we would have won this game. But in typical fashion, we get a little breath of life. Like at the beginning, it's 10-0 Steelers. And I looked, I go, man, I'm really going to have to go and apologize to Mike Tomlin tomorrow morning because this might turn out okay. Then the next 3 quarters happen. Alfie and D-Doc, it was a merging of you because I was simultaneously dropping out just F-bombs like I was a machine gun. I got up from the bar and restaurant where we were eating and I said, screw it, we're not watching the rest of this game. We're going to walk and do fun stuff, but it's on every screen everywhere in Vegas, so you can't get away from it. So it would be just enough for me to see it while I'm walking by. Oh, we caught back up. Oh, we're close. Oh, we took the lead. Just enough to rip my guts out of me while I'm cussing and just being complete ass. And then I looked and I said, that's it, Lori. That's it. I'm going to go like Alfie. When he said, these people don't know who I am. They could give a damn who I am and what I'm all about. They don't care if they win or lose. They still get their paychecks. Why am I so involved with this team? And I said, you know what? I'm not wearing Steelers gear the rest of the season. If they make the playoffs and win a playoff game, I will put Steelers gear back on. But until then, I'm not wearing Steelers gear. And I was like, you know what? Start picking another team for me to cheer for because I am almost done with this completely. And she just was in shock. But I was like, exactly what D-Doc said. I'm not going to stop rooting for this team until I die, until they put me in the ground. That's how I am. But then I had a moment where I was this Alfie. And I was like, I'm just letting it all go. I'm letting it all go. So that's it. No Steelers gear this weekend. They're going to have to earn my love back. I have given 45 years, if not more, to this franchise. And all they do is stab me and stab me and stab me. So, but other than that, Vegas was fantastic and I absolutely loved it. So Vegas last weekend with Lori, it was a work conference, but we got to do stuff outside of the conference. And then, tomorrow or Friday morning, I take off for Orlando, and we're taking Emily to not so scary Disney on Friday night, and then very scary Universal on Saturday night. I am dreading that, but my daughter wants me to go, so I will go. So that's where I am. I'm all caught up. Yeah,
I really thought with you bringing me into the story, I was expecting that there'd be something about boobs at some point.
I mean, there is a review out there. Like, yes. I thought what he was going to say was he was watching the Steeler game, got pissed off enough that he went to the Vegas. What is it? The top. What is it, Joe?
Empire Strips Back. Yeah.
I thought that was where it was going to go.
I thought that's where it's going to go.
I was like, I got so pissed off. I said, Lori, let's go to all Empire Strips.
We're going to Empire Strips Back. Fuck this team.
I really thought that's where it was going.
No, I was just, I was seeing red everywhere I was going. I could not.
It's like I totally get it. It's like you've had Mike Tomlin for so long. I mean, for you to have that many games on a Thursday night record to be like, this is what he does on Thursday nights, and just to have it happen against Joe. I actually was listening. I listened to Joey's podcast today too. He was red hot about it, which I was like, I heard him start talking about it. I was like, oh shit, he's pissed. I was like, he's not happy about this. And I think I heard Joey say that Flacco targeted Jamar Chase like 23 times.
23. Yeah.
Some quarterbacks don't even throw 23 times a game, and he targeted him 23 times.
Was that how many targeted or how many he caught?
He had 16 catches
Okay.
for 166 yards on 23 attempts. And as D-Doc just stated, most quarterbacks throw 25 times a game. He targeted Jamar Chase 23 times.
Yeah, because J-Doc killed me with him. Absolutely destroyed me. That was like 40 some points.
Yeah.
That league just keeps breaking my heart, dude. It's like I almost had Brent, and then I lost to one of the lines. I didn't see if it was Tom or his brother, but I lost to them this week, and it's just like I can't do anything right in that league. I was like, dude, I'm not joking. I'm like, Mike Evans is back. I finally have like a big target receiver. I'm telling you, 2 minutes into that game, I turned it on just to watch him dive, break his collarbone, and get a concussion on the same play. I'm like, he can't even move right now. I'm like, and then you got Joe Buck. Like, I wonder if it's his hamstring, where it's like, I'm pretty sure everyone in America knows he's knocked out on the field right now. So I feel bad for Mike Evans, but I'm reaping what I've sowed in a keeper league right now. I've got Kittle giving me problems. I've got Mike Evans giving me problems. CJ Stroud, I watched them the other night. I understand why his stats are ass because their O-line is ass. Their O-line is horrible, dude. Watching that Texans-Seattle game, I was like, oh, a little late night football. I was like, I can't watch this. That game was horrible. So, I don't know.
I love how we all football still brings us all back. It's great.
I love it, man.
Well, I can't say that much because I'm sorry, Brent.
No, and I apologize, but you are 100% correct, Alfie, because this is like the first time in since 2011 that an Indianapolis fan can have a little bit of not just. I saw a tweet from somebody or something. This is a great time to be an Indianapolis sports fan right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the Pacers who went to game. Now, they didn't win. It's not like we're Philadelphia or like Boston from a few years ago. But we got to the Final Seven, like the Game 7 of the finals in the basketball.
Yep.
The Fever.
Without Halliburton.
Yeah.
Correct. And the Fever took the WNBA champions to the wire.
Yep.
Right? Like, I mean, they basically had to go to the Game 7, Game 5.
With their third string.
Yeah.
Correct. With
like backups.
Nobody. And then you have the Indianapolis Colts, who have the best record in football.
Yeah.
And then you have the Indiana Hoosiers.
Oh, dear gosh.
Who are like out of their mind right now because they're number 2 in the nation. And then, like, I know the season hasn't started yet, but the Purdue basketball team is sitting preseason number 1 in men's basketball.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot to be like. So sorry to cut you off, Alfie, but I was just going to go back to Joe. You were talking about how the Steelers, like, kind of they run you. How about beating the Bills pretty consistently, and then not doing squadoosh the next game? Just saying.
Yeah.
So, like, there's other franchises out there, Joe. There's other franchises out there that are.
I feel you. And to add to our Indianapolis and Indiana stuff, obviously the 500 is going to be bigger and better than ever next year. You've got that coming up around the bend. And then, oh, by the way, the men's Final Four NCAA happens in Indianapolis this year or this season. So, yeah, Indy's kind of smoking right now. So,
love it.
Yeah. We get D-Doc out here, it'll be a smoke show. It'll be crazy.
I got to get out to you guys. I think that should be one of the goals for, 2026 is to get out to Indy. See you guys.
I am down with that right there. Hey, we've gone for like a half an hour talking nothing but our lives, which is great. But you know what? There's been lots going on in Star Wars. Lots.
I got to jump in before we get too far away because we'll never get back to it. But I found this.
Oh,
I actually
it's show and tell
on Facebook. I don't know how well you can see that.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can't. What is it? I can't tell.
It's Mara Jade and Luke Skywalker with the Heir to the Empire comic
2-pack.
2007. Got it for $15.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did not know what they were selling. That's going for more than that.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to let them know that either. Sorry. That makes me a bad person.
No, it does not make you a bad person. That's
That's
fantastic. Yeah, you get that on Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
That's a great find. Cannot believe people are partying with things like that for $15.
Every once in a while, you find something good. Most of the time, everybody thinks they have gold, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah.
And there was one that went up today in Bloomington. Guys, mint on the card, sealed up, graded Boba Fett. Like, I think it's the Empire
Mm-hmm.
Power of the Force, $8,000.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
And how long did you think about buying it?
I did some calculations.
Which
But-
kid? Which kid can
Yeah.
I? Yeah.
The divorce lawyer was just didn't work out in my favor.
Understood completely. Yeah. No, that's an awesome find, man. I'm glad you shared that. I know you said it was coming and I forgot it was show and tell time. So that's lovely. That's gotta stay in the package though. Do not let Azalea get a hold of that.
That one's not getting opened.
Okay. I'll throw it out to the room. One, I've still not checked out anything related to Visions or the Lego thing. That probably makes me a bad Star Wars fan.
Out?
No, I don't think Vision's out, but I haven't even watched the trailer for it yet. That's bad. And then the Lego thing, it's sitting there. Haven't checked it out. So I did show my wife and kids the other day when she asked why I like the Y Wing so much. And I told her, because as Brandon, as after you and I met, where I said, hey, I've got to get that Y Wing fix that I've got here. I got to get that to you. Maybe I'll reach out to you next week. We'll try to connect on that. But I was like, well, I love the Y Wing ever since I was a little kid, but they didn't come out with it until Return of the Jedi, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
By that time, I was 13, and I was kind of on the downward, hill of Star Wars fandom and buying stuff. So I never bought it. But what really got me to it, and it's the stupidest thing, was the Chewbacca, Han Solo, Boba Fett cartoon during the holiday special. Luke flew a Y-wing in that, and when it crash landed, he could detach the front part, the cockpit, and it could go on its own.
Yep.
And I just loved it back then. So that's what made me like it. So that's one thing from Star Wars I did watch. I was like, you have to see this. By the way, that cartoon, it means something to me, but it's bad. It's a bad cartoon, but it goes along with the bad holiday special. But
so another show and tell thing, but I don't have the picture of it. A friend of mine in the Star Wars Legion game, you can play as the Ewoks. So he recently has been running a team that has, I want to say, 75 Ewoks in it. And it's just a horde army that is impossible to kill. As he was painting them with his kid, right? Because it took forever to paint them. He started watching the 1985 cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
And he's now will randomly, as you play against him, sing the damn theme song to the cartoon. Or pull it up on his phone and just giggles his ass off because it's terrible.
It gets stuck in your head, though.
He went to play, and another friend. Everybody knows that he's watching this. He went to a convention, and a friend of ours, like that plays the game, found a cell of the Ewoks cartoon and gifted it to him. So he's got a framed Ewok cell from Lucasfilm from the '85 cartoon. I just thought I think it was a cool little keepsake, and from something that's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of bad Star Wars. I think we can all agree on that. But it's sentimental. There's some sentimental things.
But at the time, it really wasn't that bad, and everybody watched it.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't watch the Ewoks cartoon, but it reminded when I've watched the segments that I've watched, it reminds me a lot of the Gummy Bears.
Right, yeah. I was in like first grade when that came out.
I didn't watch the Ewoks cartoon, I'll be honest.
And then you had the Droids cartoon, which was also very weird. Very weird. I mean, you know, maybe they should have had gummies more available back when those two cartoons were.
I think they had other things other than
Yeah.
gummies that were in their system, because we are talking, this was in the 80s.
Yeah.
There was some nose candy that was available.
D-Doc, you need to check out Goonies, the Ewoks cartoon, the C3 or the Droids cartoon, and there's another show that I was thinking about for you. It's a show called Scavenger Hunt from 1979. I need you to go check that out. It's on Tubi.
Are you talking about the game show Scavenger Hunt?
No, I'm talking about the movie.
That's Finders Keepers. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Finders Keepers is the TV show.
Well, it's like I really do enjoy watching old stuff now. I mean, I watched Psycho the other night, which I've seen that. I think it's the third time I've watched Psycho.
Whoa.
That's like kind of one of my favorite old school movies, especially around this time of year. I'm not as much of like a Michael Myers guy or whatever, but there's something about the movie Psycho that just really is creepy because it feels kind of real to you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm into the old school stuff. I was watching what was it? You mentioned it actually on the podcast where you're talking about Disney. Was it like World of Color? Did Walt Disney World of Color or something? It was like his broadcast. It was
On
the
Sunday
broadcast.
nights?
Yeah, he used to do like the Sunday night broadcast.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was watching the special of when it was the 10th anniversary of Disneyland, and he was talking about, he was showing all the stuff where he was going to be building Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff in the park and everything. It was just cool to see him talk about that. And my little one, David, he's watching it alongside me. He's like so locked into it, and I'm like, I just feel like there's nothing on TV like that anymore. So I know I'm kind of going way off course of what you guys were talking about.
Alfie and Brent, we're in similar ages. Did you guys grow up watching the Sunday night Disney?
Yeah. The Sunday show, and he would come on. Michael Eisner would come on and do the intro for it, and then it would be like Flubber, or it would be something from the Disney Vault that would be on. It was meant to be. It was meant to be family viewing.
It wasn't on all the time, though, was it?
It was for a good chunk of like, I want to say 84 to like 90.
I just don't remember it being on like every week.
It used to be every Sunday night, but I'm sure they changed that up as things change in our society.
It might have trailed off. But I feel like it was a good chunk of the 90s.
That stuff will show up on my YouTube for suggestions, and I'll watch it because it's just, I like watching old school footage of Walt. I saw a fun fact that most of the reason why he's pointing with two fingers in a lot of his photos is he was always smoking a cigarette, and they would have him Photoshop the cigarettes out, so he would always be like this, but then you'd have them like airbrush the photo to get rid of it.
Here you go, guys. Sunday night, Wonderful World of Disney. Yep. It was the Wonderful World of Color for a while. 27 seasons. 27 seasons.
And so since it was season based, Alfie, you might be right, where it might not have been every Sunday, but for them in that time frame, a season was like 20 to 30 weeks. Something like that. So there might have been some, like the summer, they might not have run it or something like that.
Right.
Wow. It started in 1954. So early 80s, right? 27 seasons.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to think too, I know this is really dating myself, but not everyone had more than one television in their house.
Correct.
And we didn't have all the channels, right? Too. So like cable television wasn't a thing. So it was like family viewing, like it was a thing.
I'm just saying, when you got sent to bed at night, you couldn't really watch TV in your room. You were just like in a dark room. That was it. So it may have been on every Sunday, but during the school year, you may not have seen it. I might not have seen it as regularly
because of bedtimes and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I was giving my dad a hard time like last week for not watching Twilight Zone when he was younger. And he was just like, he's like, David, I had 2 channels on my TV and I rarely ever got to pick which one was on.
Yeah. Rarely. I mean, I don't think my dad ever got to choose. There was no such thing as a remote control, Dave. I'm surprised he didn't say I was the remote control.
Probably.
That was my job.
I remember
Twilight Zone.
we got our first remote control. It had a cord to the TV. So even though you had a clicker in your hand, you still had to keep it within so many feet of the TV to hit the clicker. That's
I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back to those because remotes have done nothing but get smaller, man. And it's like I hear my dad and myself, but I give my kids the hardest time. I'm like,
Are you
there's
in the?
two TVs out here and there's no remotes. And the worst part is your phone can like connect to like the smart TVs. They're like, just use your phone. And I'm like, no, I want the remote. Now you guys go and find it. And then they do terrible searches, and then I just got to go find it.
And here's the thing: is all that time you have not turned on the television when you could have walked your ass over and hit the power button, but you didn't do it. You've spent 30 minutes looking for the remote when you could have been watching TV in the background while looking for the remote because you walked past the television and the power button 5 to 10 times.
Well, but that's not really going to help you because
you can't control them anymore.
If you turn the TV on, it just goes to the Roku screen.
And most TVs now have switched to one button.
Mine has like Samsung streaming channels that are for free. So at least there's some sort of like background music and background noise while you're searching for the remote.
You know, to sound very weird, I find myself sometimes going to those cityscape channels where they're playing relaxing music and they're doing drones over like big cities all over the world. Very relaxing.
Or the biomes of Star Wars and the starships of Star Wars.
I haven't done that. Okay.
Disney Plus has the biomes of Star Wars where they do flyovers.
I'll do it. I'll go check them out. I've not done that.
Yeah, that's actually very cool. That's like a good background music or even bedtime type thing. I've thrown it on while going to sleep before, and I usually don't make it like 2 minutes into it. So,
I mean, it is very slow, quiet music that.
And they just show like really cool HD shots of like inside the Millennium Falcon or like Tatooine. It's really cool.
I'm going to do that tonight after the show. I'm going to check it out. Okay. So I said it before. We are now at the 37-minute mark. We have not really, besides Alfie's show and tell, we have not really hit anything about Star Wars. I'll throw out some little tidbits real quick. Let's see. Alfie, somebody came up with the movie profits and losses of the Disney era Star Wars movies. It's not as good as we'd hoped it would be.
No, it's shit. I mean, and I'm going to tie this in later when we talk about our big topic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. The Force Awakens was pretty solid.
Yep.
It was a global phenomenon. Rogue One still had, even with some incompetence and mismanagement, still turned a pretty good profit. The Last Jedi was a drop. Whether you like the movie or you don't, that's irrelevant. It just made less money. Is that because people didn't go to see it as much? I don't really know. But you can immediately see the effect afterwards. Solo was a huge financial loss, humongous financial loss due to gross incompetence and mismanagement. And then
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker was a huge financial failure. What did it gross? Like 40 billion or 40 million, something like that. I think is the profit.
I think it was 48 million.
Yeah.
Is that so? I didn't study those numbers, and I'm not arguing those numbers. But are those domestic or are those worldwide?
I think that's just straight profit, what they profited from the movie. What I could never really find the definitive answer, because they're very secretive about it, is does that include the marketing and advertising budget? Or do you have to deduct that further? Because that's, like I said, they don't really like to give those numbers, but yeah, it's probably another $100 million. I'm pretty sure those numbers that Forbes put out, because that was straight from Forbes magazine.
Yeah.
I think that already deducted the theater take.
Yes, it did.
Okay. I think the advertising is just the one that was I couldn't get clear whether it was in there or not. But still, yes, a $40 million profit on a $600 million movie is not the spreadsheet you want to be looking at.
No.
And
Hey,
so Solo is not good. That's really bad, and it looks really bad. There's no way to really sugarcoat those numbers. You made two films for the you made one film for the price of two,
mhm.
and it destroyed any chance of you making a profit.
Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah, and it's funny because you look at those numbers and you see The Last Jedi benefit from the fans who went to see The Force Awakens. And, sure, there were probably some who maybe didn't like Force Awakens that much who didn't show up for The Last Jedi, but it's like it's glaring the difference of the profit to Last Jedi to then getting
mhm.
to The Rise of Skywalker, where like as a company and like I don't know how you can look at that and be like, we need to double down on alienating the fans who didn't show up to the theater for this, which I think they've learned now at this point by giving us Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters and like bringing back just like some fun, exciting adventure aspect of Star Wars. But man, 48 million, like I was trying to think of like I'm like trying to think of like how much profit is made off of like one football game on an NFL Sunday, like at a
Hmm.
stadium, which I'm sure AI could probably tell me that. But I'm like, this is like a major production, the finale of a nine film series, and 48 million profit, man. That is just wild.
Yeah, it's not good.
And
And we're going to talk about it more because people are losing their minds over this fucking news the
Mhm.
past few days.
Mhm.
But you could see why somebody would say no after that.
Yeah.
You want us to continue this story? I don't think so because this is trending in one direction. Is there a step down from typically in sequels as far as profits go or gross, whatever? Of course there is. Is there like a $600 million drop off? I don't think you anticipate that big of one. What do you anticipate the next movie to make if it's
yeah,
going to keep dropping like that?
yeah, that's a bad drop. Very bad drop.
Bad drop.
I mean,
Uh,
and that's a franchise, a trilogy, I should say, right there. If you go back and you think about it, Disney dropped like a bad fucking habit after that movie. There was virtually no merchandise. There was no toys. There was one small line of 3 and 3/4 figures, and that was it. And after that, it was done and over with.
well, I mean, if you look at it though, they did supply jobs for many Ollie's workers to stock shelves and to
Mm-hmm.
put into bins and things like that. I mean, it's kept Ollie's afloat. Just
That
don't.
trash is still at Ollie's right
I
now.
know. I know.
It's still there. No one wants to buy that stuff. And I don't mean that in any negative way towards any actors or actresses. I'm sure you guys put everything you could into those roles, but they're not popular.
So we'll move on to more movie news outside of the Star Wars making money. Uh, did we read this right? Did somebody say in our chat group that Stranger Things is going to finish on a 2 hour movie, which is something we've discussed with other large streaming franchises, putting butts in the seats and seeing
Right.
if people would go to that? So is
I'm
that
going to let
happening?
D Doc hit on this, but I got to chime in first because I know you guys don't follow this stuff as closely as the guys do. They have been saying for a month that this was not going to happen. It's been in all over, interview after interview. This was not going to happen. This is not the plan. You're not going to see this. And then, yes, D Doc shared that article yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's weird, Alfie, is I've read some interviews with Adam Aaron, and apparently he's been trying to do this with Netflix with series, and they could just not come to an agreement for it. which I'm just like, Netflix is morons in that situation where it's like, number one, bring back the theaters and line your pockets at the same time. Like, you're both going to be helping each other out. Like, I don't understand. I really just don't understand why they can't come together on that. And plus, it's like, if there's a Star Wars show that's wrapping up on a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night premiere, like if you did two show times in like a select few of theaters across the country, do like a 7 or 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock showing of the finale, you're going to make money off of it. It's sure it won't be significant, but there's going to be a good amount of people that would like to go see that. I mean, I went and stood my dumb ass in that line for Ahsoka episode 4, and I didn't even make it into the theater. Like, come on. I don't know if it was episode 4 or not. It was the one with Anakin, but it's like,
And in the day and age that we live in, how do you? I hate to say this because how do you not like have make it a big influential social media campaign,
yes.
big events where you're just constantly drawing more attention to this? You know, you open the stores back up for the weekend wherever these are going to be playing at. You invite the TikTok people, whatever, make videos, make content, get it out there. Netflix and Disney Plus, all this streaming stuff, it's all a fugazi. Nobody knows how it makes money. No one has any idea.
No. And
It's
that's
just like the money just magically appears somehow, and they don't know what to do with it.
They're getting all my money at the park. I can tell you that.
that's what's funny with the movie theater profit is that Adam Aaron. Only reason I know Adam Aaron so well as the CEO of AMC was because he was the president for the 76ers years ago when they were doing the process and they were tanking and it was winless for Wiggins and all that fun stuff. But he has said that the profit boost from popcorn buckets becoming a trend is off the charts for AMC.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to know what the next popcorn bucket is that's coming out. And it's like, people like to collect stuff still. People like physical items. People do like to go to the movies. It's just you got to find ways to get people there. You do. And it's like, like you said, Alfie, they should do a big campaign to get people there for the finales, and they should make it fun for people. And yeah, I mean, people have good experiences. They want to go back for them. And I think that it's a very good idea to do that. Now, on the other hand, I hate that Stranger Things decided to take like, I remember watching the first season of Stranger Things, and me and Meg started it after we walked David to like 3 houses on our street because couldn't even comprehend what Halloween was. He was probably 2 years old, maybe 1 at the time. Like, he was 2, he was walking. So it's like, he didn't even know what was going on. And now he's made a travel baseball team at this point where it's like, yeah, now he's like up to my shoulder. I'm like, that's how long this show has taken to put out. I saw they're coming out with a Lego set for like this house that's in Stranger Things. And I'm just like, I don't even remember like what scenes are at that. And I was like a huge fan of Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if it takes you 10 years to release 4 seasons of a show, it's like crazy.
We went to Chicago for the weekend to go to this stupid store after what was it, the Eddie season?
Yeah, that's the last season they had.
That was years ago. My kids are growing up and past it now. They won't give a shit when that show comes out. I'm just being honest. They won't. This stuff takes too long. And I get it. It's big budget and there's a lot on the line. But I mean, what are the kids, like 30 now?
Some of them are married.
11's married.
It's not sustainable. Yeah.
Didn't she marry like John Bon Jovi's kid or something like that?
That I don't know. I don't follow that.
Yes.
Show.
Hey, come on.
I do believe so.
Okay. Well, so we're talking movies. We're having fun. Let's
We're having fun.
Let's keep the movie talking going on. Hey, Jeremy Allen White, who's playing Rada the Hutt, or as we affectionately call him, Stinky.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that he and Mando are going to team up in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Yeah.
Not only that, he says he's fast.
Yeah, like slithering like a snake,
So
right? Like slithering.
yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but okay.
I don't like.
Okay, we'll wait and
I
see.
love Graham Norton. I love the show Graham Norton, but it's not like American talk shows. They get
Yes.
they get good and liquored up while they're on it. So I don't know if I can take what he's saying in that thing at face value. Now, is it cool? Would it be cool if it is like a buddy cop movie and he's part of the buddy cop team? Sure. But I don't know if I can take what he said at face value on that one. And I actually haven't watched it, but I know it happened on Graham Norton.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they showed Jabba and he's like, that's dad. He said, that's dad.
Okay. Well, good.
That'll be cool to see, though, to see like.
Did you see today that
Go ahead.
the actor who plays Ezra commented or posted back to him, good to see you again, son, or something to that extent.
Oh, because he goes by
Because
Java.
Ezra used the code. Yeah, he goes by Java.
yeah.
Nice.
That's funny.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. We've got cross pollination of different new era Star Wars actors. I like it.
Worlds colliding.
Worlds are colliding. You are correct. A couple other tidbits coming across besides the big stories. Let's see. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, or as we know her as Hera, said she's going to be much more involved, much more screen time in Ahsoka season 2. So
it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be the war, right? They're putting the Star Wars back in Star Wars. Is what you've heard from Filoni and from Rosario Dawson, and she's a pilot. Like that's her gig. So I would hope that you would see her in that motion, in that light.
I never know what's going to come.
Alfie's sitting back and reacted to it. So what? Like, I'm just reacting to the statement that I've heard from everybody. So what do you got, Alfie?
The statement is more the title of the article than what she actually said, but we won't dive into it that deep. Yeah, she should be in it more. You would think so. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think she did a fine job.
I think we saw there were a lot of coming from behind scenes with her and Sabine. As they were walking
Keep 'em
away.
coming.
Yeah, they were. I think that's where they're hitting the.
Joe, are you sure you didn't go to Empire Strips Back?
I did not, but I will tell you, when I went up and took pictures of the stuff out in front of it and the shirts they were selling, I would say there were 100 people in line, and 2/3 of them were ladies in line to go to the burlesque show.
Well, probably because they have a C-3PO that D-Doc fell in love with.
Nah, they definitely did not have the people that were, and no offense. Yeah, they did not. They definitely have a different. Yeah, that's a different show. That's a different show.
Oh god!
Still worth your time, right? Right, Alfie? Still worth the time.
It was fun. It was fun. We had a good time.
Joe makes such a big deal about it. It's so what? It's.
Hey.
Oh, believe me, if I was in Vegas with Meg on a trip, I'd be like, "Can we go to that?" And then also, I'm like, "I'm just kidding. I don't really think we go to that."
And then when she
but also, can we?
Then when she says yes, what do you do?
Then I say, "Let's go. Let's go to the box office. Let's go."
Okay.
I'd say 3 shots of tequila right here.
So a little book talk, real quick. The Last Order book with Finn and Janna, that was released. Alfie's
because I saw I thought it was like a pre-production book.
No, it's I don't know if it's out or
I think it just came out
for review.
Yeah,
I think it came out. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's a young adult novel that they not that there's a big uproar because really nobody gives a shit about it. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but nobody cares other than a small group of people. It was advertised as a post Rise of Skywalker book, and it's not. Uh,
So
75 to 85% of the book is flashbacks to the Force Awakens.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah,
Pre the Force
yeah.
Awakens.
Same thing I saw with the Ray Jaws of Jakku audio only book. People were like,
Hmm.
it's just kind of filler. It's what happens between the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker for her to go back to Jakku, and it the reviews I saw were like, there's not a lot going on, and I think that was my big complaint during the Disney era, where they were coming out with movies over and over and over again. Is every one of those books never got to anything, right? And I know it was a
Hmm.
different time, but the expanded universe before that, you had Chewie get killed. You had uh, the Heir to the Empire, where somebody could actually confront Luke Skywalker. You had in a later book Mara Jade get killed. Han and Leia's kids got killed. There were consequences and things going on in these books to where like you left them. I remember reading some of those going, oh, I'm pissed now, or I got to know in the next book what's going to happen because this happened. And I never found that in the Disney era books where I was like, oh,
Right.
this is this has got me so drawn in that I have to read the next book or anything. It's just more like, hey, these are Saturday morning cartoons that are just happening between the Disney era movies.
Yeah,
So
that I've read quite a few. I won't say quite a few. I read like 3 or 4 different reviews of it, and that's what obviously with reviews, that they're skewed a little bit, so that they will keep getting advanced copies of stuff. And the main complaints were that yes, this is advertised as a post Rise of Skywalker novel, but there's only 5 or 6 chapters that actually take place.
yeah.
And it does not touch on, there's no Ray, there's no Force, there's no uh, dealing with Finn's Force sensitivity, there's no post Rise of Skywalker galaxy, nothing like that. The few positives that I did see were that, yes, it touches on Jaina's and her stormtroopers awakening in
Hmm.
the fight on. I think didn't she say they were on an island? I think something in. I don't know. Whatever.
Did
But yeah,
did
it touches on that. You get a few little sentences about the First Order
Yeah.
pre the Force Awakens.
Now this goes to me not watching the Rise of Skywalker in forever. Did her and Finn know each other? Like, is that? Yeah, they didn't know each
No,
other, right?
they
That's why,
were,
like, when I saw the cover of that book and they're standing together, I'm like, did they know each
and
other when they were in the First Order? Like, I got kind of confused by that.
that was a storyline that was abandoned because they could never quite get it to work. And this was something that should have happened maybe in The Last Jedi or something, where they could really get into it. There was going to be this idea that all these stormtroopers awakened at the same time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And then that they were all force sensitive.
Right.
And
That's
then
what
that they
allowed
would,
them to wake up. Is
Yeah.
right.
they all had a
But
force.
they ditched that. I mean, there just wasn't time to get into a story like that, or even to make it have any implications, to the story.
So almost like Order 66, except it's just being force
Right.
sensitive, and you
Yeah.
have your Order 69 awakening at the same
Wow,
time. And
Which
that's a
I
good
always thought
awakening.
that was what happened in The Force Awakens to Finn, and why they never established that early on and like went with it.
I think again they kept
I don't
alluding to it,
understand.
right? Because there's the time that he's sinking in the quicksand in the Rise of Skywalker,
Hmm.
and or whatever the hell that movie
Yeah.
was,
It was Rise
and
of Skywalker.
he yells out to Ray that he wants to say something. The
Right.
the shipper people think that he was trying to say that he was in love with her, but at the same time, I think he wanted to like there's also a section of the population that thinks that he was shouting out to tell her that he was force sensitive.
Right.
So
I'm
we
Right.
we
cracking
Because
do
then
have
up.
at
some
the end
shout
of the
outs.
movie,
Yeah.
He's force sensitive.
We got some shout outs real quick. Dr. Squatch, thanks for being here. Hyperspace Heroes, thanks for being here. D-Doc, what does that say?
It says, I got my advanced copy of the Star Wars film that was announced but never made. Didn't you guys? Maybe you're just not shilling enough. And then
We are
here's
not.
Dr. Squatch. They sent me the Ray movie on a Mickey shaped Blu-ray. Physical media, Squatch. Physical media, baby.
Oh gosh. And earlier we had Ryan with a 4 in the middle of it there. Who does anybody know Ryan?
I don't know. When he said I don't, but I think he means that he wanted us to shout him out. Alfie may know better than me because he does have a teenager. I've heard about the 6'7" stuff. My kids have started doing that. Shout out, bruz. I think he
I
wanted.
didn't see a 6'7".
I was gonna say,
No,
there wasn't
I know. There's no 6'7", but I'm just saying you speak kid language probably more
6'7".
than
Wow.
and you
more than
didn't
I
say it
do.
right, D-Doc. It's 6, 7.
6'7".
And then you got to do the ball juggle.
Dude, the
No.
worst.
6, 7.
The
Don't
worst
even.
part-
I don't want to know.
The worst part about it now is that my first grade daughter is now starting to do the stuff that my son used to
Yep.
do. So she knows.
Welcome to the club.
Now I'm like,
Wow.
And
I'm
it
like, you
goes
never
on,
used to do this stuff.
it goes on longer, and as soon as the teenagers see that either the adults or the kids are doing it, they stop. Because at the high school level, it's pretty much chilled out. But my daughter's still on the kick.
Okay. Well, I love that we've got Squatch and Hyperspace Heroes talking to each other. Of course, they would send it to you, Dr. Squatch. You love everything they post. Yeah, I don't know. Does Dr. Squatch love everything they post? I don't pay attention to that, I guess. He loves everything we post. I know that, but not maybe what Star Wars posts. Hey, I saw
Well, that's
today
understandable.
that the Lando with Donald Glover is back in development. Back in development, guys.
Did you see a
Right.
Star Wars UK thing of him touring the Millennium Falcon today? I saw that on Instagram, and it was Donald Glover like showing like a tour of the Millennium Falcon, and I was like, "What is this?" And it was like new.
No. And there's a reason we get along with Dr. Squatch. He's an optimistic guy. Yes, you are. No, I did not see that. I was reading through some articles and they said, hey, this is getting pushed back ahead. It died. Then Danny Glover Donald Glover, not Danny Glover. Donald Glover got involved and now it's getting pushed back up again. Look, I know we said the Solo movie lost money, a lot of money, but there were some good points that could come out of it and things could happen. I mean, they can make some good stories out of that. So I don't know. I hope it is.
Whether you like that movie or didn't, I think it is very universally agreed upon that it ended in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you established a very solid pre-original trilogy cast, and they completely abandoned it. I have no idea why. They let everybody walk. Now you can't say it was because of money or whatever, because Amelia Clark did that god awful Secret Invasion series for Marvel.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the Last Christmas again.
No. I don't think
yes, that was
Alden, bad. He's made some films, but I don't think like he's completely booked up or anything. You established storylines, you had established characters, and you just fucking dropped it for some reason. Yeah. I don't get it, but that's the story with every project that Disney Star Wars has created. They just drop it.
Yeah. I looked it up, and it's actually I thought it was new on Disney UK because all I saw was ever want to explore the Millennium Falcon. Now you can, and I just saw Donald Glover walking around on it. But then it says below it, now you can watch Solo on Disney Plus UK. So I don't know if they just put Solo on Disney Plus in the UK, but this is definitely old footage from when Solo came out. So,
well, Alfie, you mentioned the dropping and not moving forward on certain things, and I will say that does lead me to, let's just face it, everybody's been talking about this for the past 2 or 3 days. The hunt for Ben Solo Adam Driver discussing that Lucasfilm worked on this for 2 years. Disney's the one who scrapped it, not Lucasfilm. And people are getting a little hot at Disney now, maybe backing off of KK because she was the one pushing for this to happen. And Iger is the one who put the brakes on it. And I know you just mentioned it's radioactive to get involved with the sequel trilogy stuff, but you have a well-known actor who I think universally people wanted to see more out of that character. Um, that could have led the scene. And then while doing some quick research on this, Kathleen Kennedy, for all the stuff we talk about and give her, she was the one who went and told Iger, we need to do a Clone Wars season 7. We need to push Andor through and make that happen. She was behind pushing through the Mando and keeping Grogu a secret until, the end of that first episode. And she was behind Skeleton Crew. Now, was she behind the Acolyte? Yes. But on those other things, she was behind all those. So, yeah.
Were any of those big successes besides Mando?
I'm not
Outside of our group.
No, I was going to say, I'm not overly concerned if there are big successes in the real world, but in our little world, I mean, Clone Wars season 7, I love, even with the Mendez sisters in it or whatever they are.
Martez, and they're not a problem.
Yeah, they are.
They're
the Vito Salvatore of the Star Wars world.
Andor, I enjoyed. Mando obviously has been really fun. A lot of good times with that series, and then Skeleton Crew, I really enjoyed. So, I mean,
awesome.
Yeah,
we enjoyed it. No one else did. Failure. Clone Wars was so unwatched. It was being financed. The last 2 seasons were being financed by George Lucas himself to get it made. Nobody watched it. Season 7 was great. It was. But could you see why somebody would say no? Why would you keep saying yes to something that someone is literally paying themselves to be made?
Yeah, I mean, it's a business. You're correct. It's a business.
Andor is great. Great television. No one watched it. It won an Emmy. Awesome. No one watched it. I mean, that's just the truth of it.
Yep.
You got like 4 million minutes watched or whatever.
Yeah.
You tally up all those shows outside of Mando, and you're getting beat by Gunsmoke reruns. Why would you keep saying yes to sinking hundreds of millions of dollars into projects that collectively cannot outperform Gunsmoke? I'm not trying to be mean or an asshole or anything. Okay. That's just the truth.
All right.
That's where we are.
So as Hyperspace Heroes is alluding to here, it's slow in Star Wars when we're talking about crap that got canceled. We're not even talking about stuff that is coming out. We're talking about stuff that will never see the light of day. Wow. The power of 1, the power of 2, the power of Benny. What? Dr. Squatch. Yeah. But I guess I'm going to throw this out there. I just mentioned that there has been plenty of bad Star Wars in the past. The Ewok movies, the Ewoks and droids cartoons, all these different things have not been the best. There was plenty of EU novels that weren't the best. I guess I have to say, is the world passing Star Wars by? I mean, let's face it. In anything that they make, has anything caught the attention like we think it should based on the original trilogy and all that stuff? I mean, even the prequels didn't catch the attention of the world like the original trilogy did. So is it just something to say, hey, the fans that are the fans will keep making some things for them, but really the world's passed by? There's other bigger, better things out there?
I think they're going to be more selective on what they make. You can't just keep throwing $300 million at a 6-episode series that takes 3 years to make that no one watches.
I mean, so Has the world passed it by? I don't know if that's if the world's passed it by. World is different. The world is different, and at this point, no one has figured out a way to capture the mind, the entertainment dollar, because entertainment has splintered. We just spent 15, 20 minutes talking about that we were the remote controls for our family and that there were 4 channels. Now there are an infinite number of YouTube channels where we're live on YouTube, but there's also Hyperspace Heroes goes live on Thursdays. We used to compete with them, so you could watch 2 Star Wars podcasts, actually 3, because I think Rebel Force Radio goes on Thursdays as well. So there are 3 Star Wars podcasts recording live at about the same time on Thursday nights that you have access to if you want to.
Steve Glosson did Thursday nights as well. It became
Our
very crowded.
our entertainment time and our entertainment mind is splintered, and no one has found a way to capture it. That's one thing that I think is there. 2, the society, and so this was something that one of my gamer friends was talking about their younger kids and like the teens and early teens were making fun of the adults because they watched plot-based television, because of the stuff that captures their attention is not plot-based. There's a lot of improv, there's a lot of podcasting. I mean, if you look at the sheer number of podcasts, my daughter, who doesn't watch anything, will sit down and watch a whole LOL podcast, which is about 2.5 hours long, just like ours are, but it's just kids talking about kids' things. There is just this world of entertainment that is not the same.
Yeah.
Unless you release a Top Gun movie or a movie about dinosaurs.
Which one about dinosaurs?
Jurassic Park was the #1 movie over the summer.
How many weeks did it stay at #1?
Doesn't matter. It was
But it
made
does.
more money.
It does.
It made more money than the Fantastic Four,
Oh,
and it made more money than Superman.
Sure, you're sure. I get you, but what I'm getting at, my point is, yes, it did make more money than Superman. Yes, sure, okay, it made more money than Star Wars. I'll tell you another thing that I think is hurting nerd culture is the fact that Big Bang Theory is not on anymore.
I
I
never
think there
understood
was
that show. I never once found that show funny.
That's fine, but I think it became and made it socially acceptable to be a nerd, and with it not being front and center with our population and with our viewing time splintered, I think the culture of a nerd is going in some ways back into the holes. Second, the
Yeah,
other point that I was rambling on is that the original trilogy took 20 years for him to make some other media from the originals, right? So he didn't go back and make it until from 83 to 70 to 96,
90 and 99.
99. Well, the special editions. So, but he didn't re-release anything until the 90s, right? So we're talking that there was a gap in content. The prequels then were lauded by a lot of the old time fans, but now those kids are now in their 20s and like it, right? The kids that grew up with it are the ones that are liking it. And what we're getting is you're not getting the time to live with it, because we are in such a what have you done for me lately? I'm afraid we're going to get out of our mindset society.
Yeah. I have theories on this that I've recently developed, and yeah, I've developed one of them while watching with Dancing with the Stars. I know I've told you guys I've been watching Dancing with the Stars. They just had there was a Star Wars dance 2 weeks ago, but on Dancing with the Stars, they have TikTok stars involved in it now, where it's like this person has 2 million followers on TikTok, and people can't find out why. But at the same time, you've got people getting voted out, and Andy Richter, who's terrible at dancing on the show, is still in it because people like him, and the TikTok world doesn't translate to television the way that people think it does. And I think that's
I think that's a faction of who's voting. The TikTokers will watch the TikTokers, but they don't necessarily vote the way that you need to vote in that show.
I was just having a conversation. Meg had her friends from high school over, and we were just kind of like talking about like the world and the way it is now, and like compared to us growing up and everything, which obviously me growing up is different than when you guys were as well. But I was just saying, I feel like because like I've said, I love watching old school television on YouTube. It's like, it feels like it just brings you back to a better time, but also at the same time, the narrative was controlled by the media companies. Now the media companies have to watch the chaos of social media, and they have to try to catch up with it, when I think that they just need to not pay attention to social media, and just because, like this Walt Disney show we were talking about, he would have a good show, but he would also sprinkle in advertisements that made you want to see whatever movies they were doing or whatever. And it's like, you didn't have people on social media being like, I heard this movie's gonna suck that Walt's talking about on, Magical World of Disney. You didn't have that. You just had people pushing a hype machine behind something, and you saw it on TV and you wanted to go see it. And now it's like, who knows what people would have said about movies back then if we had social media back then. I just think it's a strange time media wise, because it's hard to unify people around things, and it's because I think they're chasing the wrong audience sometimes. You're going to have TikTokers getting voted off at Dancing with the Stars because they watch them for a minute and then they're like, oh, I love this person, and then they're on the next one. The same as a lot of like, and I'm not trying, like, because I make social media videos myself. Like, I get it, but I don't feel like I'm different because of it. It's like, I don't know. I know that some people just watch it for a little bit to learn something for 2 minutes and then forget who I am sometimes. So it's just it's strange times. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I rambled on a little bit, and I don't know if that makes sense what I said, but
No, it makes sense. And what Brent's saying makes sense. But then you have a movie like Deadpool and Wolverine that comes out where the guy behind the mask or pushing everything just says fuck it. I don't want to do any of that dumb bullshit you guys are doing. All that stuff you guys make sucks. That's why people don't go see it, because it fucking sucks. I'm going to make a loud, vulgar, gory Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and people are going to fucking love it. And then how much money did it make?
a lot.
And then
He
you
had
get
to fight
focus
though.
group Fantastic Four,
He had
and
to
it
fight to get that
bombs.
first one.
Yeah.
He had to
That's what
fight to
makes
get that
movies
first one.
good.
I know. I'm
Because he insisted on, instead of doing what everyone said our focus groups have to do, and we have to do this and that and this and that and have these people in it, he said, fuck that. No, I want a full-blown Deadpool breaking the
It
fourth wall, vulgar movie, and people are going to love it.
it's
And
something
they did.
I've seen so much more the older I get. It's something that really sticks with me now is, if you want to make it in this world, if you want to be famous or rich or all these different things, if you want to have any kind of say, you have to be different. You have to be something where you're taking a risk. And Lucas did that in the 70s. No one believed in what he did. And
He
he's
took
like,
it in
screw
the
it.
'90s too. He did
What
it in the '90s too.
he
What
did.
was his famous quote? I think I overstretched, or I think I went a little
Yeah,
too far.
I think I overstretched on this one. But you have to do that, and it's that way. I don't care if you're Elon Musk. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. I don't care if you're George Lucas. I know there's so many people. You have to be the one that breaks that wall. You have to go through it, and you're going to take some lumps with it. But the people who make it to those levels are the ones who are like, I'm doing it my way. I'm going to live or die with the results of it, but at least I'm going to do it my way. And
Say
I
what
think what exactly happened to Star Wars is Lucas said it. I've now become the thing I didn't want to be. He didn't want to be ever a movie studio guy, right? He wanted to be that independent filmmaker, made what he wanted to make. And I think Star Wars got shoved into that Lucas or that Disney funnel where they're like, we're going to do the corporate thing and do it, this way, and have, like you said, think tanks and everything else. And I think that changes stuff. So, yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. Modern times are tough, and it's like it. And like I said, it comes with the territory of social media, and I'm a big consumer of it. And I think the difference is back in the days you would have a few people where you would see video opinions on certain things as far as movie reviews go or whatever, and I can go and I follow a ton of people for their movie reviews, and I'll watch like 15 different people's opinions on things. Some of them hate things, some of them like it. And it's like sometimes you have to snap yourself out of it and remind yourself, like, I just need to go see this for myself and come up with my own opinion.
Yep.
That's why
Yeah.
I've even been trying to avoid like some reviews of things anymore, just to be like, I just need to come up with my opinion. I'll come see what people think about it afterwards. But
I'll listen to what people like. I just think I personally will listen to what people say beforehand, but I also go at it with the same ideas. I will make up my own opinion, and there's a lot of groupthink in this world that happens a lot of time uh, on everything. So and social media accentuates that groupthink idea.
I can't help myself, and it's just the way I am. Is if I like see, say, a tweet about a show where like an episode came out and someone says like, I couldn't get over this or whatever. If it's before I see it, it'll just be in my mind trying to see if what they said is true.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm not just sitting there watching the show, I'm looking for whatever someone might have said, like their like however they view it is. So I try to like protect myself from seeing that stuff because I know how I am with it. Like if I were to go see The Last Jedi and they point at like if I saw something beforehand pointing out like some like weird thing that might happen in the middle of the movie, I'm gonna spend the first half of it waiting for whatever that is to happen.
Right.
Where it's like, I don't know.
Yep. But on the other hand, it's hard to. The Last Jedi is a great example because you see it the day that it comes out. The only reviews that you are able to see are from people who get paid to say nice things about it.
Or on the
They're
other
people
side,
who only get invited to go see it because they're going to immediately jump on Reddit and start saying how great it is.
Like Hyperspace Heroes.
or
Mm-hmm.
on the right because they're chill. Or on the other side too, you'll also get ones that because it is because of whatever they've heard, will get on and create a bot and like review bomb it with bots. Like there's the other side of that coin too. It's just we take what we listen to at face value
If
without making our own opinions
so, why doesn't anybody ever create bots that review movies
in a
well?
positive way. Because then you get accused of being a shill and you're going for the man because you got to do something to go against the man. I'm
But
not.
that's the but that's the crutch everyone leans on is well, it's review bots that say my movie
It
sucks.
is a
It's
crutch,
they
but
review bombed it.
if the movie's been out for a couple hours and it has 10,000 reviews already, that's
Yeah.
So a mega corporation like Disney
couldn't pay
wouldn't
a
right.
Bangladeshi coding farm
Yeah,
to
exactly.
create
It's
bots and
only
deposits.
people on Reddit that can review bomb, not Disney itself.
It is the scuttlebutt right here. We're doing a
Oh my
scuttlebutt.
goodness.
And I know
Royalty in the
yes.
house.
Yeah. I know, Alfie, that
Straight to my collar.
you don't trust my reviews in any way, shape, or form. I've kind of left you with a bad taste in your mouth on the things that I like and dislike.
Phrasing.
But I
Sweet summer child, you.
be prepared. I'm going to give two
Breathe.
adamant thumbs up to Black Rabbit.
I've heard it's
Great.
very good.
It is off the charts good. It's really good. And I feel like it would fit into your mindset of shows, Alfie. And Jude Law definitely A-listed this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that the new show
I'm
on
sure it's great.
HBO is very good as well. The Task. I've heard Task is very good on HBO. People have been hyping Task with Mark Ruffalo.
Oh yeah, I saw the previews for that.
People are saying it's like top tier, but it's a one season show. It's like, it seems like the one season shows are very successful, and then people can't help themselves that they want another one. That's where it's like it gets dangerous. Like True Detective, I think, was supposed to be a one off when they had Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, and then it's like it's ultra successful, and then they're like, oh well, we're gonna like. I don't know if it was always the plan to do new True Detective seasons with different actors from the start.
I think that's what the plan was. The plan was because you couldn't knock down and you couldn't lock down a A-list star for so long. The content was, hey, let's create a good story, let's get people attached to it, and then we can just create an anthology series with True Detectives.
Yeah.
We watched that first one. That first one with McConaughey is twisted as twisted.
That first season was off the charts. It was incredible. But I don't know. It's funny. I'm going back to Dancing with the Stars again, and it's like I felt like they did a good job of old school advertisement where it was like this week was Wicked Week, and they advertised the shit out of the new Wicked movie that's coming out because all the people danced to it, and they did like little special previews of it. Now, it got me hyped to see the new movie because I really like the first one. I know Alfie's going opening night. Like I'm gonna be there with him for Wicked for Good because like
Yeah.
My daughter has a
I've
countdown.
actually. I'm such a big fan, D-Doc. I've actually been invited to a premiere. I'm seeing
oh
an advanced
damn it,
screening.
you didn't send me the invite.
I only got one.
I don't know. It's weird. It's funny because it's like I heard Joey talking about some of the stuff with like Halloween on these guys' podcast today, and it's like he's talking about things that I've felt with my kids, and it's like it's stuff that we're talking about now, where it's just like just times are so different than
Yeah.
our childhood, where it's like stuff that we got in our childhood was sprinkles of what you guys got as well, where it's like I just feel like the age that we're in right now where everything moves and fast forward and social media and what's next, it's like because he was kind of talking about like Halloween and how it feels like everybody's already past Halloween and we're like not even there yet.
Yep.
And it's just like no one can slow down and just appreciate where you're at. It's got to be what's happening 2 months from now or whatever, but it's like
That's because of that. That's because of the. I put that on the big box retailers and pushing product, and they don't allow for product to sit on their shelves for too long. So they want it to be in there and out of there, and they want fast turnover because if it's sitting on the shelf for too long, Lando sitting on pegs, it's taking up shelf space and it's not making money.
yeah.
So they do things to try to push the things that sell because they look at spreadsheets and this sells, so we're pushing it. So a lot of that comes from the almighty dollar and how corporations are moving and what's moving the needle as far as what culture is buying that then push our mindsets forward for us to move past it. My daughter was just in the car today talking about she can't wait for Christmas and she's a huge Halloween fan. She said when it hits November 1st, she's going to start watching all of her Christmas shows. Like it's just where it's a byproduct of what's being pushed where.
Yeah. I don't it's funny because I know that they're speeding it up because I used to I feel like I'm sending us a little bit off the rails too because I'm sending out random thoughts as we're going here. But I know that they're speeding it up because I used to make videos for on my social media channel like of what the new Christmas products were at Home Depot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that they were out already, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I was like, I don't want to make a video on this. It's too early to do this year. Like, I love Christmas. Trust me. I'm fired up for it. But like, I just feel like it's just too early. It's like, you want to put Christmas out? Do it November, like do it after Halloween. But their
So
Halloween stuff is going to be on sale before Halloween even happens. You're going to see yellow tags all over their Halloween stuff because they put it out too early, and then it's like I don't know.
so here's the Mark Anthony Austin was on what 3 weeks ago, not very long ago, and he said one of his last jobs was working with Walmart and doing a Walmart ad. And he was talking about how he was using the animation as a camera flying through, and then he talked about the very end, the slave one comes around the corner, and then we got in talking about that. I saw that he said you'll see it starting in like in November. I was watching a YouTube and one of the YouTube commercials pops up, and it's a Walmart ad of all the toys, and there's a Lego fire spray that comes around the corner of the Walmart. That has to be the Mark Anthony Austin commercial. And he was talking about it 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's all about the Christmas toys that are out, and that commercial is already being played. It's like it's not even near Christmas yet. but I did see it. It was cool. It was cool because when I saw the fire spray come around the corner, I was like, that's the commercial. I think I sent it in the group text that I actually caught. It took
You
me to
did.
the commercial to realize that it
Mhm.
was a Mark Anthony Austin commercial that he was working on.
He's getting some love for his work on TikTok, by the way. He's been sharing a lot of his, previs clips on TikTok. Like, and he's really getting some credit for his work on there. Like a lot of the stuff he talked to us about, he's sharing his previs clips, and it's like people
Mhm.
are like realizing the work he's done, and I think it's pretty damn awesome.
Dude's
Did you
dude's
guys
phenomenal.
see?
He knows his animation. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut
Yeah.
you off.
Did you guys see the painting that he posted in the past few days?
Mhm.
I caught it on X. The fleet of Star Destroyers from
Oh shit!
Empire.
No.
Yeah, it
Is
may
it
be an
like,
old video and it just popped up in
sure.
the logarithm or whatever, but yeah, it
Is
seriously looks like a clip from the movie.
it's a photorealistic one, kind of like that
Hmm.
Vader one?
Yeah,
That fucking Vader one is amazing.
yeah,
This
it's
this
like the
is
beginning of the movie where all the destroyers are
Mhm.
together. Yeah,
this
it
this
looks
is why
amazing.
I'm Jekyll and Hyde, and I don't even know what to think about my own opinions of social media sometimes, because it's like I wouldn't even know you guys if it wasn't for that. But
Right.
at the same time, there's like negatives that come with it.
Yeah.
I have an ad running right now, and I'm getting comments from people that are pissing me off. Which when I went to look for that Donald Glover one, I saw a comment that really pissed me off. And I'm actually answering people on an ad that's running right now, which I don't usually do. But people are just like, look,
Well,
a guy called me a tool. He's like, this guy has no clue what he's talking about. Don't listen to this tool. I'm like, number
Mm.
one, you have no clue who I am. Like, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Don't call me a tool, please.
but
Like,
you
and
were
that's essentially what I said to him. Like, it's like people are just assholes. It turns people into assholes sometimes.
you're a
It
tool for
does.
Big Dish. We brought that like uh T Bob told us you're a tool for Big Dish. You're a shill for Big Dish.
Oh yeah, dishwasher. Yeah. Now this one, it's like I don't know, whatever. I never answered any of the dishwasher people, but I finally just like I'm like, you know what? If someone says something stupid, I'm gonna just respond and be like, "You're wrong. I apologize, but you're wrong."
Mm. Yeah, the artwork. Okay, got that artwork of Mark Anthony. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
The Star Destroyer.
Uh,
He's
I,
posting he's
I
posting a lot of his Treasure Planet stuff too that he's
Hmm.
worked on. And
Dude's got a resume, man. When you said he was on Ready Player One, I didn't know that he helped out on Ready Player One, and that blew my mind.
yeah, I'm so glad we've had him as a guest a number of times because he really is. He's a good guest. I mean, I know there's probably a lot of people who get turned off because we go into a lot of deep discussions with him on his work, but
Right.
there's also a
Versus
lot of
some of the stuff
yeah,
he did, right?
yeah. I mean,
There's a lot more that he's done so much more with movies and with technology and animation than he ever did with Star Wars. So
hey, you know what? Hyperspace. Yes, I do have a prophetic love of Hallmark movies. They suck, but they're great. But they still suck, but they're still kind of great. So, I mean, there's one that I watched that has done two Christmas movies like back to back, and they decided to come out with a Halloween one this year for the same like neighborhood. Yeah, I've already checked that out.
you're
It's
terrible.
fantastic. Yeah,
You're
it's terrible
So,
TV, but I love it.
hmm, interesting. So, what would be the Halloween themed business in this town that somehow manages to provide for multiple generations of a family? Because that's the one that always blows me.
Yeah, yeah. No, so this
I
one,
own this Christmas store that's in financial ruin that's been in my family in this town for 5 generations.
um,
And it's
so
so great that my high school sweetheart just happened to show up
yeah,
and she is a financial analyst.
yeah.
What are the odds that she just happens to be upset with her fiance, who is right now securing a multi-million-dollar deal to set them financially up for the rest of their lives, but he can't be here for Christmas weekend.
Alfie, how many
What
Hallmark
is my
movies have
luck?
you watched? You seem to have this pegged, Alfie.
It's
Are
the
you a secret
same
Hallmark?
movie over and over
Are
again.
you a Hallmark
The
watcher?
only thing that changes is the generational Christmas themed family business. It's either a Christmas store or a cabin or a hotel or a Christmas newspaper. It just, it's like Knight Rider. How many bad guys, happen to have a souped up car for Kit to chase? Because if they had a helicopter, the show would be over. But no, it just keeps going.
Oh, Brent
Um,
Brent cut out, or his camera's just off. It looks like his mic is
Our,
still on.
I hate to steer us back in this direction, but we've been talking for an hour and a half, and we haven't touched on this Ben Solo news, and that is our headline, our clickbait.
well, I mean, we talked about it. Just it led us to a bunch of other stuff. And by
Yeah.
the way, the movie is called Haul Out the Holly, Haul Out the
Mm-hmm.
Holly Lit Up, and now Haul Out the Halloween.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, look, they've made other things or they've done other things while they didn't do this. I think what you said is right. Iger thought the sequels were radioactive and said, "I'm staying away from them. I'm not jumping back in."
It's an interesting idea. I'm going to be honest.
When
There's two sides to the coin. It's interesting. A Ben Solo on a Force journey, being led by the greatest hits of the Force Jedi to see all of his wrongs and being led back to the light. That's an interesting idea, but I mean, did it really take you 2 years to plagiarize the Darth Vader legacy comics? Because that's basically the same fucking plot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a comic book idea. It's not a movie idea. Could it be a movie? I'm sure. Yeah, if you put enough time and investment and passion into it, it could be a good movie. But
Well, the director they have for it, Steven Soderbergh, he's like a legit director too. And I guess like he must be on what is that movie app where I guess it shows like the movies that you're watching, you like log your
yes,
movies
oh
because
god, he's been watching Star
it
Wars.
shows that he's been watching like a ton of Star Wars like leading up to it or whatever.
I need that app.
I
Where
need
is
that
it?
app as well. I think it's like I forget the name of it. It's like, oh my god, I forget. There's one popular app where it's almost like Letterboxd. Yeah, Letterboxd.
Oh,
So like I think you just post what you're watching and it's kind of almost like social media where it's like, hey, I'm watching, I said I watched Psycho the other night and I would post that I'm watching Psycho or whatever, and then you can see like what movies your friends are watching. I'm going to join that. I'm going to follow Dr. Squatch and all you guys when you guys make your accounts.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. It had solid people behind it, and this is what you like to see, right? Adam Driver is passionate about the character. He wants more. Uh, Brutally honest, the sequels were mediocre. Kylo Ren / Ben Solo was the best thing out of them. He was one of the few bright spots. He, even as bad as what they did with this character, it seemed like he was trying to make the best of it. It's one of the few actresses that didn't seem like he was out of his league in a movie. I liked his character. I'd like to see more, but he's dead. That was Disney's stupid decision to kill him off. He disappeared into the Force. Could you do some weird dyad stuff? I mean, it's Star Wars. You can make up whatever the fuck you want to bring him back. But does that make it good? I don't think so. Like I said, this is a comic book idea.
I pinned him as being one of the guys just like worn out and spurned by the sequel trilogy, where it's like now when I've seen stuff from him not knowing this was going on, I think he was annoyed that his movie wasn't made. Cause like hasn't I feel like we've said this on the podcast before that Adam Driver was just like, I'm not doing Star Wars anymore. Like, hasn't he like said that in the past? I might be wrong about
He's
that. Maybe I'm
he's
mixing him up with
He
someone else.
said that in the past, but then again, he also said that if the right project with the right director came along, he would be
Mm-hmm.
open to it.
Yeah.
But we don't really know when this got canceled, or when is the 2 years? Because we're talking 8 years ago from the end of the Rise of Skywalker, right?
5 years ago.
5.
Yep.
Yeah. What if he started on this 1 year, like it was like post-production of Rise of Skywalker for 1 year, and then like 1 year later he pitched it to Bob Iger, and Bob Iger's looking at a big $48 million profit like number on his computer, and he's just like, no, not happening. But also, like, Bob had his fingers all over that sequel
I was gonna
trilogy.
say he's part of the reason why some of this stuff happens,
Yeah,
right?
so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What was Okairo's quote on here? He's like, I have a big problem with Star Wars, and it starts with a Bob and ends with a Gur.
yeah,
You know what though? There's two sides to that coin too. Maybe if you'd done a better job yourself, he wouldn't have been so heavily involved.
yeah.
But when you have to rewrite a script 13 times and you still remake A New Hope, ah, you know, there's a lot of blame to go around.
Well, Bob's tenure is very close to being done, so we're going to be entering a new era of Disney, where like the guy who they think is going to be in charge is Josh D'Amaro, which I like him. He catches a lot of flack because he's the parks chairman, but he's a guy who gets Disney and like OG Disney as well. I don't know like what experience he has. Like I don't know how hands on he's going to be in filmmaking because he's the parks chairman and he's been for a while. But
Wasn't that Chapek? That was what Chapek was before they brought Iger back.
Chapek was in there more as Chapek installed. It's like Chapek was in there and he was like financials immediately. Like we're increasing prices, we're changing Genie Plus, we're adding extra costs to the park, and then also he had COVID happen while he was there, and it's
Right.
like the Chapek era in Walt Disney is literally like a blip. It's like it never happened. But then Iger was like, yeah, he raised the prices too much. Then Iger came in and then never changed any of the stuff that Chapek installed essentially, and then only increased the prices on all of it. I think. I watch a lot of Disney YouTube. I don't want to get sued by saying the wrong thing, but
You get screwed by Big Disney.
I love Disney, man. I already want to go again, and I just went. So, like, I mean, I'm fired up that Joe's about to go
When
there.
I'm down there, I'm gonna try to stay in the Halcyon.
That Joe, that Halloween parade is one of the best parades I've probably ever seen. Actually, I was thinking
Okay.
about that recently. Is their Halloween parade at that party is probably one of my favorite parades I've ever seen because I like the music. There's a lot of original music in it that I like, so it's really good. Like
Well,
especially when you get towards the end of the parade and all the villains are out there walking in the streets. It's awesome.
I will take plenty of pictures and share them all with you guys, and share them through the socials as well.
You're
So
going to be there this Friday.
Friday night Disney, Saturday night Universal.
Are you going to get the "Don't Scare Me" necklace that you can get at Universal? Because there's a necklace that you can get where people won't scare you.
No, I'm going with my daughter.
D-Doc, is that kind of like the "Do Not Touch Me" necklaces at the burlesque show?
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Like you bring up the Star Cruiser, and that's just adding fuel to the fire. That's another Disney miss, and that's the point of all of this. Is it's just miss after miss. You said we're doing away with the EU. We're going to make our own thing. You hired all these people to write all these stories. You made this sequel trilogy that was mediocre. You ruined all of their characters. You killed off Ben Solo. You made no effort to have any continuation with anything. You made, like I said before, you made this original trilogy cast that was pretty solid. You let them walk. You have a cast of people that could replace the original trilogy actors and actresses. You've done nothing with them. You have a group of people that do voice acting in video games that have made characters that are really good that people like, that are really popular, have sold a lot of video games. Very willing to jump over into live action. You've done nothing with them. You know, Sam Witwer's 50 years old now.
Cal
His
Kestis.
Yeah, he was in Tron. I think I shared that footage of him training for Tron. Why the fuck wouldn't you make a Star Wars project for him? Why would you waste all this money on these Instagram people? Give him a project. Why would you let Sam Witwer just fade into nothing and no project whatsoever? These are people that you could build stuff around, great characters, and you dropped it. You made this hotel that you had to close after a year. You put millions of dollars into advertising for this High Republic book series that you had to cancel novels. You all this money into streaming series that no one watches. It's just failure after failure. And now, I'm like you were talking about the Steelers earlier. That's the way I feel about Star Wars, and it really pisses me off to get excited about this comic book story idea that's the best thing that we have to look forward to. I mean, it's just not looking good.
No.
I've
No.
kind of felt your shift there, Alfie, too. Like, I can tell you're kind of like looking at the stats and just being like, the stats aren't adding up. Like, I can tell
No.
that you're there with that.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's John Travolta with the needle full of adrenaline. That's Mando and Grogu hoping to bring some life back to this franchise because it's dead.
I'm gonna have to make a video if that comes out and it's a banger. I'm putting Alfie's face on oh my god, I'm blowing her name right
Uma
now.
Thurman.
Uma Thurman getting the needle stuck right into his chest.
That's one narrative you've seen a lot the past few days. If you read the comments in any of this Ben Solo movie stuff, it's like, oh, we could have had this, but we're getting fucking Mando and stupid ass Grogu instead.
I've seen that.
The reason you're getting them is because they're the only thing that people actually watch.
I'm signing up. I'm ready for a complete overhaul.
I've said it many times. When they get bought out, it's their own fucking fault. They had everything handed to them, and project after project that they've established, they just drop. I mean, look at the way Mando season 2. Everyone in Star Wars was like, "Oh man, they're building a universe.
Yep,
this is going to be great." They just fucking dropped it. Why? Why did you invest all that time and money into it to just let it die? I mean, we can't even say that it was a bad idea because they never made it. It never went anywhere.
All right. We've killed it. We've beat the horse. We have officially beat it. So let's end on something positive here. Give me something positive from each one of you guys to end the show. Something good in your life, in the movies, in anything.
Tell me something good.
I should be finishing this bathroom I've been doing. It's been a very challenging bathroom, but I'm getting to the finish line on it. And I'm also going to a concert this weekend.
Who are you going to see?
It's a funny concert.
Milli Vanilli.
No. They had an extreme. I wouldn't say it's a one-hit wonder because I've liked all their music, but I'm going 90s song that everybody in the world knew, in the entire world.
Ice Ice Baby.
Little later in the 90s.
Just tell me.
They're brothers. You're
going to see? They come to America?
No.
The Gallaghers?
Someone else. I'm seeing Hanson.
Mbop. You're going to see Mbop.
Yeah, dude, they make incredible music still. By the way, my sister was a big fan of them growing up, and it's kind of just been,
They started like 10 years before, and they've never stopped making music.
Saying, when did they start making incredible music?
I'm telling you that, like,
they have an album called String Theory, which, like, I'm telling you, it is an incredible album. and it's from like a couple years ago. It's like one of my favorite albums, String Theory.
They are,
Joe,
and they
Joe, add String Theory to your notes. I know you're a note guy, and I know you're open to trying new things. Give the album String Theory by Hanson a chance.
All right.
D-Doc, I
Give it a
know
shot.
I'm not gonna hate on you like Alfie was hating on you. I know that like I was watching a CBS Morning, the TV show, the CBS Morning Show, when my dad was around one time, and they've been like they're in their like 50s, and they've been touring and creating music since Mbop.
Oh yeah, this will be my second time seeing them.
So, so Alfie, you can like throw the shade if you want to, but they are a successful touring band, and there are thousands that will go see them.
Thousands.
Hey, look, how many you got coming to watch you?
I'm not a touring band. I'm not saying that they don't play music.
Oh, they're playing two shows, and both of them are sold out. We're going to the second show. But they've never stopped touring, actually, since they were young.
Right.
They've actually never stopped touring, and they've just always been doing it. Now, sure, they were selling out stadiums when Umbop was going on. Now it's like venues, you know.
Right.
But it'll still be thousands there. It's Atlantic City.
I'm not arguing that fact. There are plenty of bands for
That still get
decades
Yeah.
that play music and people go and watch them. And I mean, with all respect, Ryfin, like Kiss is one that I do not understand, like how people spend money to see them perform.
Well, they no longer will.
So
I don't think Hanson's in their 50s, though, Brent. I think they're more so 40s.
Yeah, they're younger than me because they were kids when I saw them on the.
They're
Oprah
like
Winfrey
my
show.
age, kind of. They're like in like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah. And Mbop was a banger. I will give him that. That's a good one.
They're much more than Umbop. I'll say that. That's what I always tell people. I'm like, Hanson's much more than that.
I've heard that about hundreds of bands, and they all suck. But I'm sure Hanson is great.
Hey, to each their own. That's the way I am on movies, music, everything else. Here we go.
Right. I'm sure they're great.
Life advice from D-Doc. I have a soon-to-be son-in-law that is go Birds and is a Lions fan. How do I welcome into the family? He seems nice and good to my daughter, but go Birds.
Yeah, as long as he's good to your daughter, that's the main thing. That's number one. Give him the playful banner. My wife's family is all New York fans. So it makes for good fun with family. So embrace it. I mean, because if your team's not like my wife's my uncle-in-law, which I just want to call him my uncle, he's out in California. He's always texting me about Philly sports. So it's always good to have one Philly sports fan in the family that you can just talk to because you know they're probably psychotic about their teams.
Lori and I have decided we can talk to you, D-Doc. We cannot talk to J-Doc about anything to do with Philly sports. The man is insane.
that was a bad time.
He takes it up a notch.
Oh, they had just told me that, and the Eagles were going downhill, and with Jackson Dart, and I couldn't help myself but say, "Is this a bad time to cheer for Anakin Skywalker?" And I knew I just sent him over the edge with that text, but it made it chef's kiss for me.
That was the Phillies loss that was coming out because me and him watched so much Phillies this year. We were like calling each other on like Wednesday night games, like talking about what's going. Like we just watched a lot of the team, and it was like we really thought they were going to do it, but there's only one that's going to. That's the tough part about sports and the reality of it. You always feel like it's you, and then you realize it's just sometimes it's not.
That's right. Well, I got to close up shop.
Yeah,
it's
we
late in the
long.
evening. We've been going long on this. So anything else anybody wants to hit? Brent's over there making more mad craziness. So that is not World War II, by the way, Brent.
Positive thoughts. I only put my positive thought out and it started a conversation. Alfie positive, Brent positive. Quick positives before we go.
As much shit as I talk, I do have to say that the flights are booked and the trip is paid for, and we will be going to Disney January 1st.
All
Rock
right.
on.
New Year's Day, starting off
New Year's
2026.
Day. Mm-hmm.
Dude, let's go.
Brent, anything besides eating paint over there?
Tastes good. You know the different brands have a different flavor. Just let you know.
Oh, good for you, Alfie. D-Doc, plan your next trip. As we all know, I'm leaving Friday morning. Don't have any more trips planned anytime soon. I might have a business trip to Georgia next month, and if I do, Mr. Ryfin and Mr. Glosson might be contacted and figure out a way to go see them. The other thing is, in my madness of spending all the extra money and missing my flights and everything on the way back, Aer Lingus just sent me an email today. We are putting all your flight funds back in, not just what you missed, but we're giving you your flight all completely free. We're sending money into your checking account right now.
You got to
Aer
put that money on black.
Aer Lingus is doing that, and I've got all the other thousands I've spent to my travel insurance company. Let's see what happens there. But to get a nice little chunk of money back that you didn't think you were going to get today, it made the day better. So.
I'd take that right to the casino. It's free money.
You wouldn't buy a figure? You wouldn't buy that Boba Fett?
Mine's already going to my next trip, Alfie.
No.
All right, guys, this was a fun one because we hit pretty much everything. We covered a ton of crap.
What we were going to talk about.
So I really appreciate you guys doing this. I know it's been crazy. We'll put a plan together because this is 345. I've got to really work on a guest for 350, so I'm going to work on that. But I keep saying that, but then work and everything gets in the way, and it keeps going to the wayside. But thank you guys all so much. D-Doc and Hyperspace Heroes, thank you so much for always chiming in. And yeah, if you're interested in going to Italy, I'm going to do a little self-promotion. Hey, hit me up. Your Italy. I'm going to start doing some serious stuff on that. I like to help people, and I like to talk about Italy. So, let's have some fun with it. But until next week, when I can come back and talk about the parade and being scared out of my mind at Universal, that's it for 345 Rule the Galaxy, and may the Force be